All right. Let's get into it. So, Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you so very much. All right, Machu Picchu. If you didn't catch part one, I do suggest that you go and watch part one. This is part two. We're here to find out what else God wants us to know concerning Machu Picchu. So, Machu Picchu, you have the knowledge. You have the connections to the heavens. You are the gatekeeper of knowledge now. And the evil people want it. And they're going to try to get it from us by any means. Okay? So God was saying, watch out. Do not give the, how should I call them? Do not give the children of darkness ammunition that they can use against us. Because you know, everything that they do is to hurt people of God, people of nature. Okay? So don't give the enemies ammunitions. We're in the age of information. This part of the war, I call it the revelation revolution. Knowledge, information. This revolution is going to be won with information. And if they don't have it, they can't win. Who got it? The children of God, the real illuminated beings. We have the knowledge. So therefore, we have the trophy in our hands. Be careful of who is coming into your circle. Be careful of who is already in your circle and the information that you share with them. We already know by now that governments are very much untrustworthy. Act like you know. They're not our friends. They work for the forces of darkness, most of them. Consult with God before you share any pertinent information. If God said, don't tell them, don't tell them. Doesn't matter if it's your wife or your husband. There's a reason why God is saying, don't tell them. Be mindful of your dreams. Be mindful of the posts that come on your social media timeline. These are all psychological operations to suck the information out of us while we sleep. Have you been having dreams and waking up and not remember anything? You know you were dreaming, but you don't remember anything or anyone. You don't recognize anyone and you don't remember for the life of you. You can't remember what the dream was about. So if you don't open up yourself to certain thoughts by watching the videos and the posts that they put on your timeline, it won't invoke those thoughts in you. They're looking for information. They can't survive without information. Right now, they're in their darkness because God is no longer making the Akashic records available to people who dabble in darkness. That's how they're going to lose. So we, the beings of light who are still uh, who still have access to the information, to the Akashic records, we have to guard this knowledge with our very being. Psychologically, intellectually, spiritually, physically. When it comes to us, we don't need to know. We don't need to know, because when we need to know, that's when the message just comes to us. So don't worry about what you don't know. You will know what you need to know when you need to know it. I will know what I need to know when I need to know it. We don't need to know, because when we know, then the enemy can also know when we are in our most vulnerable state, in our sleep state. They can steal the information from us in our sleep state. So there's no need to go searching certain information right now. You'll be moved when it is time. You will know. So for now, just take care of yourself, take care of your people, live your life. When God is calling us for duty, we will know. When God is calling us for meetings and briefings, we will know. Okay? So you don't have to worry about seeing the future, especially when it comes to certain delicate matters. Because once we know, the enemy can also know. If we don't know, there's no way that they could know, because God's not telling them. If you haven't watched part 1 of this reading, I suggest that you go and watch part 1. Okay. So let's get into what else God wants us to know about the situation. So the blessing card wanted to be noticed. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Location, Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is a blessing. Do not decipher the information at Machu Picchu for these people of the darkness. No matter how friendly they seem, please watch part 1 of this reading. That's the first thing God was talking about. They want to know what's happening. They want to know what's going to happen so that they know when to do certain things. And everything that they do is to fight against God and God's people. Do not give the enemy armor and ammunition to fight against God and God's people. Do not give them any information. Stay away from Machu Picchu, because sometimes just by seeing certain things, it invokes that thought. So for right now, if you need to stay away from the symbols and all these things, just scroll on by, because you know they'll put them in your timeline. Okay, just scroll on by. Say, I know what this is. I see the psychological operation and I ain't giving you nothing. Just scroll on by. Find some comedy to watch. Something that has nothing to do with what you know they're after. Yeah. We are the ones with the blessings now. Because we choose God. We respect God. We honor God. We believe in God. We trust in God. We rely on God. And that's why God is giving us the information. So God is asking us to protect the information. The hierarchy of evil, those at the top of the hierarchy of evil, they used to have light beings among them. And that's why they had certain information. That's why they were able to achieve certain things, because they had light beings among them in their close circles. Now these light beings have left. I did a reading in the past that was talking about how the light beings that were with them, it's time for them to leave. So they must have left by now. So now it's just darkness. The dark is among the dark. The light beings have left the dark beings. God said no more. And that's why they're going to try and seek us out wherever we are, because we have connections to the heavens, because God talks to us, because we can decipher these messages. Because we can read the stars and the moon and all these things. We are connected to nature. Nobody told them to disconnect from nature. They disconnect from nature and now they need what nature has. And they're too ashamed and evil to reconnect to nature. So they're trying to get it through us. But that's just like the dumbest thing. Because even if they get it, nature's always going to fuck them up. It's like, so in a sense, we're actually saving them from themselves. Because even if they get the information, and we are our brother's keeper, so we should help to save them from themselves. Because if they get the information and they use it, whatever they do will backfire. Because of their energy signature. Nature does not respect them because they have no respect for nature. And nature is going to protect us. So as we are their target, whatever they send at us is only going to be deflected back to them. So in a way, we're doing this to save them from their own stupidity. And God did reveal that as well to Ptah. You know Ptah. God says, I'm going to protect you from your own self. So it's all, the whole story is all coming together. So we got metaphysics at the bottom of the deck, and the card that was flipped over was sex life. So the way that we interact with everything and everyone. This is what God is about. God is trying to protect them from themselves. So God is using us to help them to do that. We don't need to know everything right now. Because if we don't know, there's no way that they can know. And Machu Picchu, is like a reference for, it said astronomical, so it's about astronomy, the planets, their alignments, the moon, the stars, the time of the year, the real time of the year. You know, they need that information so that they could try and do whatever rituals it is that they think will help them to stay in power. Evil is trying to stay in power, but their season of being in power has already come to an end. It's time to change office. The children of light are taking their rightful places in the earth now. That's what we've got going on. That's why we're all getting ready. We've been learning things and we've been noticing things. And the empires, our respectful empires, are in ruins right now because those who are currently in those seats, they don't belong there. So nothing that they do is going to work. It's our turn. Nature does not want to recognize them because they are unworthy. The seasons have changed. And I don't know how to read the moon and the stars and all that stuff. I don't know nothing about that. I get my information in a different way. But I know that the shift has already happened. I would say I got the message around about 2021-ish. So from, I don't know, about 2022, there has been a major shift, I imagine, in the planets or within the astronomical realm. There has been major shifts from about 2021, 2022, 2023. So by now, you should see a distinct difference in where the planets and everything else were situated and where they are now. Times have changed. We're in a new season. This is the birth of a new era in the human story. And evil is not going to get out of our seats without a battle. We don't have to fight back because rotten fruits fall off the tree by themselves. Our time would be better spent taking care of ourselves and our families, our loved ones, doing things that make us smile, praising God, taking care of the land, taking care of the animal kingdom, forming alliances with the land and the animal kingdom, and strengthening the bonds that we have with our fellow man and fellow woman. Let God guide you. Let God guide us as to who is to be let in and who is to be kept out. These are serious times. Because back in 2021, God was talking about the changing of the gods. Where those who are in power now, they will be in power no more. They will be replaced. because it's time for heaven on earth. The time for hell on earth has passed for this season. Until next season, it's time for heaven on earth. The people have suffered long enough. Things have been in disarray for long enough. So God is here to bring comfort to the oppressed. And relief for those who are stressed by the system. You see, that's just how things work around here. It's time to change it. Whoever built it is an idiot. Whoever created this system is an idiot. Nothing works. No institution works well. And people are walking around, it's okay. No, it's not okay. It is the reason why we are mentally ill, why we are physically ill, why we die so soon, why we can't have good family relationships, why we can't have good love relationships. It's the reason why we have great talent and can never become millionaires or billionaires. Work all our life and still end up with nothing. They are the reason why things are like that. It's not a mistake, it is by design. And we are here to change that. Because by the work, you should be paid. By your work, how much you're willing to put into life is how much you should get back out of life. The reason why you're not getting back out of life what you put in when it comes to your good work, especially in actual work realms, your occupation, your career, is because they set the system in such an unfair, illogical way. And we just go along with it. It's time for change. You deserve to be able to take your family on holiday. You deserve to be able to have your own helicopter if you so choose. You deserve to have enough money to pay your mortgage and pay for your vehicle, especially if you're putting in the work. How can the cost of living keep going up and nobody's paycheck is ever going up? What kind of system is that? It's a system of oppression. That's what that is. It's a system of suppression. It is a system of depression. And then everybody's going around blaming themselves, saying, I'm not working hard enough. I don't have a degree in this and a degree in that. Making up all kind of excuses themselves as to why they are not successful. No, it's because there's a system in place to stop us from being successful. There's a system in place to stop us from even focusing enough to get on our path to become successful. They distract us with sex. They distract us with drugs. They distract us with frivolity, just playing games with our friends. I'm hanging out with my friends. I don't have time to get a job. I'm playing video games. I don't have time to get a job. I don't want to get a job. I don't want to do anything. Let me tell you something. A lot of people like to talk about how God gave us everything for free. There's no reason why we should be paying for it. I hear that and I accept that. But even if we were not paying for these things, we are still required to work. If money didn't exist, we are still required to have something to trade for our survival. We were not created to just sit on our ass and do whatever we want to do, and other people take care of us, giving us food, clothes, and shelter, and paying for whatever we love to do in a leisurely way. You would have had to have a way to provide these things for yourself anyway. So let's skip the excuses talking about how God made all this for free. You would have to have some kind of product or service to trade, because before there was money, people were bartering. They were trading what they have to get what they need among each other. So there's no excuse for not work. There's no excuse when it comes to you choosing not to work. There's no excuse to justify you not working. If you do not work, you do not eat. If you do not work, you do not get a warm place to lay your head. If you do not work, you do not get the finest clothes to put on your body. So don't try and use this Babylon want to sell us things that God gave us for free as an excuse to justify your laziness. Everybody has a right to work. And for those of us who do accept the responsibility and put in the effort to work, we have a right to proper pay. And that's what we're not getting. It's time for change. So, the subject matter is the moral compass. That's exactly what this system is lacking. A proper moral compass. A properly working moral compass. A lot of people have 2 and 3 jobs, and yet they still could barely keep a roof over their head. And tell me, why are there so many excuse me. It's time for change. Let's see what the message is. So the subject matter is the moral compass. Moral compass is spiritual law. There are laws of the land and there are laws of the spirit. We are our brother's keeper. So just because you won't go to physical jail for doing something, it doesn't make it okay. You're committing spiritual crimes. And that's where karma comes in. Karma is the spiritual police. So there's still crime and judgment. There's still crime and punishment when it comes to committing immoral acts against self and others. There's no escape. To those of you who think that, oh, there's no law for cheating, there's no law against cheating on my girlfriend or cheating on my boyfriend, there's a moral, there's a spiritual law against doing so. If you're with somebody who is not into that and you do that, you are violating their rights to being treated well. And you will pay. For example, we are obligated to treat each other with respect. Obligated. So the message is, oh, there's two of them. Transportation, it's time to move, and racism. Transportation, racism. The underlying issue is neighborhood and past. Beauty when it comes to how we interact with each other. It was a temptation or test. The politics of it all. The moral compass. It's time to transport when it comes to racism. Is it right to hate somebody because of the color of their skin? Is it right to hate somebody because they're more talented than you? All this is racism. Is it right to hate somebody because they're more beautiful than you? Or at least that's how you see it, and that's why you're mad. You see this other people as being more talented, more blessed than you in just about every way. You compare yourself and you compete with these people, and that's why you oppress these people, because you feel inferior. You call it white supremacy, just to remind yourself that you are better than. But what does the science say? If you would spend more time getting to know yourself, your own race, and your own capabilities, you would feel better about yourselves. But instead of studying yourself, you study the other people and what they got going on. And then it makes you feel inferior. Where are you from? Where is your roots? European people, white people. Where's your roots? You need to get to know yourself so you will learn of your strengths. You need to connect with your land so you can re-energize, repower, power up yourself. God is for you too. You're not above God. You're not above godliness. But if you do not connect, if you do not humble yourself and come unto God, you will always feel inferior. You will always feel beneath. And you will always feel the need to do evil things to keep this other people down, the brown people. You need to make a list of what is incredible about white people. There's a lot of great things about you. It's just that you use your powers for evil rather than using it for good. And that's the problem. Y'all are powerful people. You're very courageous. You're very daring. You're very crafty. But you use all these gifts for evil. When it comes to your beauty, you can also be beautiful. But what are you eating? You don't want to eat what the brown people eat. It's not brown people food. It's food of the land. It's everybody's food. But your people been traveling all around the world, just disconnected from their roots. So it's like, what did God put around you to strengthen you and bring out the best in you? Africans eat from their land, Chinese eat from their land, Indians, they eat from their land. You want to make food in labs. You're okay with people making food in labs. You eat the same, you eat the same things over and over again, and it's not nutritious. How we eat plays a big role in how we look. You are what you eat. And then you want to consume a whole bunch of alcohol, a whole bunch of cigarettes. Ain't nothing wrong with doing these things, but moderation. It's not that black don't crack. It's the way we look after ourselves. It's the way we connect to God. It's the way we respect the land. It's the way we humble ourselves and do what's right for us. We don't try to make the rules. We try to understand the laws of life. See the difference? White people try to make up the rules. It's not your fault, it's those who came before you. They taught you to be that way. Now it's time for you to undo it. It's time to transport from your racism. If you want to see the best of the white race, it's time for you to leave those horrible thought processes and teachings behind. Eat some breadfruit. Eat some dasheen. Eat some fufu. Eat some salt fish. Look at Caribbean. Look at white people who live in the Caribbean and live the way that the black people do. Look at them and look at all the other white people. What do you see? Look at white people who live in Africa, who eat as the Africans do. Not the ones who just live there and still take on their their I'm better than you attitude, and I get my food sent in from overseas. So you're in a different land, but you're still living the same way that you would when you were in your country. You still live on pasta. You still live on spaghetti and bolognese, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a reason why God made all these different fruits and vegetables. It's not so that you can survive on like 7 different foods mixed matched. And the seasonings that we put in the food, they're not just there to flavor the food, it's actually nutrition as well. I have a lot to learn, but I know a little thing that I could tell you. All that parsley and thyme and onion and all them things, it's nutrition, it's not just flavoring. You are not your best selves right now, white people, because of how you live, how you think, how you've been taught to behave. It's not good to be almost transparent. It's time to leave the racism. It's time to leave the teachings of your racist grandparents and great grandparents and racist parents. It's killing you. It's making you feel shitty about yourself, and it's keeping you separated from the rest of the world when we should be integrating ourselves in a way that we strengthen each other. You can be white and we can be black. and we can enjoy each other's different cultures. And then where we finish, you go back to your white and we go back to our black until we meet again. Respect. This is God's land. Salt mackerel was made for you too. Enjoy the food. It's gonna bring some nice color and nutrition to your body. You'll never see yourself looking more beautiful until you open up. Come out of that racist box that your people before you have put you in. That's why your hair is so thin. It's your health. It's what you choose to eat that you've been eating for generations. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always gotten. It's not that we are better than you. It's not that brown people are better than you in any way. Your people did you a disservice. They have done you a disservice by telling you that you're better than the rest of the world. You frown upon our foods. You frown upon our music. Our music gets our body going, and that's how our bodies are so strong. Our music produces happiness within us, and that's why we are so powerful in our mind and free. That's why you could treat us like shit and we just go and play some music and dance the night away and forget about you, because we're not about the hate. We would have to take that on for it to affect us. We don't have to take it on. And so we don't. We're learning more and more to just ignore the racism, ignore the hate, and get on with our life. You should too. Connect with some brown people. Create a social app or something where you connect with brown people. Just on a friendship basis. You're not looking for a husband or a wife. We're getting to know each other. We're trying to understand each other. We're trying to undo what our ancestors have done. It's time to leave that frame of mind, that frame of thinking. It's time for love. It's time for peace. And it starts within yourself. This change that's coming to the world is going to break up a whole lot of families. It's going to shift a whole bunch of things that you probably shifted. But it's unavoidable, because right now what's separating us is the way we think. It's no longer about the color of our skin. We have shifted into a new era where it's about how we think. What do we stand for? It's time that we find our soul tribe. And when you find your soul tribe, you'll find that we come in all different colors and shapes and sizes from all different parts of the world. What's your soul tribe? Your soul tribe are people who think like you, people who understand like you, people who could add value to your perception of life, your true perception of life, not the one that people around you have given you. Who are you? What do you stand for? Outside of your granny and your grandpa's influence, outside of the image that you have to keep up to keep the peace with your children, because you already taught your children to be this way, And if they see you changing, it's going to create a disruption. You need to be honest with yourself and be honest with your children. Racism is senseless and it has done more damage to the white race. It has damaged you more than it has healed you. You can't even be comfortable around a dark-skinned person because of what your ancestors did. Y'all think that we hate you. If we hated you, we would have been fighting against you long time ago. We would have been treating you like shit long time ago. We don't treat white people like that. There are a few black people who they are what you are on the flip side. There are a few black people, but most black people, we are about love. We don't think about the racism and retaliation and all these things. We just want to live and enjoy life and learn and grow and become successful. Do cool stuff. Be healthy. Just like you. What's war going to bring us? Delay. Retrogression. Going backward. Nobody got time for that. Most people don't have time for that. So, neighborhood, past, beauty, the way we interacted with each other, it was a temptation or a test. And we got politics, location. So what's the politics of racism like right now? And then we have prophecy. So the politics of racism, what does the prophecy say about what's going to become of racism? Yeah, education. What does the prophecy say? It will pass away. Psalms 1 says, blessed is the man, and I would put, and woman, who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his or her delight is in the law of the Lord. And in God's law, this person meditate day and night. I mean, we live this. It's part of who we are. We program ourselves to go God's way. The scripture continues, he or she will be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth his or her fruit in due season. Whatever you have, whatever belongs to you, you're going to get it. A tree planted by the river of water, that means you'll never go dry. All because you stay away from ungodliness and ungodly people. Then the scripture continues, but the wicked are not so. They are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the wicked shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. It doesn't mean we're perfect. It just means that we try to do the right thing. That's what righteous mean. It doesn't mean we're perfect. We just try to do the right thing, bro. We're going to make mistakes. You should look up Psalms 1. Because what we got coming next is your friendship circle. Your friendship circle or your social circle. It's time that we get along with each other. I'm gonna look up Psalms 1 for all of you who want to be lazy. So they said, yeah, snap a picture so you can read it yourself. I'll read it to you soon. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the, well, this one say wicked. I don't like this interpretation. I'm going to King James Version. That's what I'm used to. Okay, this is the one. Oh, but they don't have the full thing. They got 1 to 3. I want the whole thing. Okay, I think that's the whole thing. Okay, so it says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in its season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. So that's where racism is going. The way of the ungodly shall perish. It will be no more. Believe it or not. It's time to kill racism. And if we don't kill it, God gonna kill it. We are all gonna get along, whether you like it or not. Okay? So, I guess that's concerning feeling like you're superior to the people at Machu Picchu. Clearly, you're not superior because God is talking to them and God ain't talking to your white superiority ass. So, what exactly does superiority mean? You're superior in which way? Nature itself doesn't want to recognize you. So, you're superior to who? We, the brown people, have more favor in nature. We, the brown people, have more favor with God. So, in what way are you superior? White supremacist. You're not. You're only superior to those who don't know any better. Those who don't know themselves. Those who don't understand how to measure life. Because a lot of people, their measurement of life is if you got more money than me, if you've had more sex than me, if you got a bigger house than mine, if you have been to more places than me. This is how a lot of people measure life. But real people, wise people, we measure life in how blessed I am. It's not about how much money I got in my bank account. Am I happy? I'm very happy. Am I healthy? I'm very healthy. Do I have hopes and plans for tomorrow? Do I hope to see another tomorrow? Do I feel like I'm going to see another tomorrow? Yeah. When I go through my struggle, do I find the courage, or do I have anybody or anything around me that can help me to overcome my struggles? Yeah, even if it's only God. God thought. That's how some people measure life. Do I feel loved? Yeah. Am I making a positive difference in this life? Yeah. The people who hate me, are they justified in hating me? No, they're not justified. They're just jealous and misaligned, misguided. So we're still winning. That's how we measure life. We don't worry about what we don't have and who we don't have, because we know that we serve a God, or we live in nature and we live with nature. So everything and everyone that we're meant to have, that we need to have, we're going to have when we need. And that's why you can oppress us and suppress us and downpress us, and we still find the power and the motive to smile. Actually, have a good time. People can't understand how are black people, how are brown people so jovial. What the fuck you mean? We got life. We may not have a lot. We don't have everything that we want, or you know what I'm saying? We don't have the life that we want, but good God, we got life. And we got our health. And our members and our body work. And even if we don't got plenty friends, we have at least one friend. Even if that one friend is the most high God, I'm telling you. Wise people, that's how we think and that's how we measure life. If there's nobody else around me, if there's no other people from my soul tribe around me, I'm gonna be happy by myself with my God until another human being who understand my way of thinking and being come along. Then there'll be three: me, that person, and God. And if we count their God, you got two gods and me and that person. Because everybody's concept of God isn't the same, but there should be a basic, because God is love. The rest of the information we will learn as we interact with life, metaphysics. God will teach us what is a yes and what is a no, what is okay and what is an abomination. It's all about our perspective, our perception, how we navigate and maneuver through life, our quality of life. It depends on our programming, our philosophical content. How do we see life? That determines our happiness and our sadness. Because it don't matter how bad your life is right now, I know you could come up with 10 things to be happy for. I know you can come up with 20 things to be happy for. I know you can come up with 30 things to be happy for, but some people allow the negative to overtake the positive. They always worry and fret over what they don't have, instead of acknowledging and appreciating what you do have. You don't have a husband, but you have loving children. You don't have a job, but you're not hungry. You don't live in a big house, but you're not shelterless. What else you got? You don't have no name brand clothes. You're not naked. You don't have no red bottom shoes, but your foot is never on the cold floor. My eyesight is going bad. You're not completely blind. And even if you are, a lot of people out there are blind and still get on with life. There are ways around these things. It could be worse. You could not only be blind, you could be sick, paralyzed. You see what I'm saying? We need to acknowledge what we do have more instead of focusing and being angry about what we don't have. When we focus on the positive, it will encourage us to work more towards that. When we focus on the negative, it discourages us. Somebody need to come up with an app to bridge this gap between the races. We need an app to bridge the gap between the races. Those of us who want to actually start to get to know each other and appreciate each other, regardless of the color of our skin and whatnot, there's a place where we can go and congregate and get to know each other. It's not about the color of our skin. It's about who we are within. It's not about who the world told us to be, who our parents told us to be, our grandparents, who our friends expect us to be. It's time that we take back control of our own life. Do it slowly, small steps, yes, but do it. Set yourself free. It's time for the nonsense to stop. It's not getting us anywhere. We would do so much better together. You don't have to abandon who you are and become who we are. We don't have to abandon who we are and become who you are. We just need to understand and appreciate whatever we appreciate about each other. It will help us to recognize and appreciate these things about ourselves. I'll be honest with you. I would like to try skydiving, and if I'm gonna go skydiving, I prefer to go with a white person before I choose a black person. Everybody's good for what they're good for, bruv. I would feel very comfortable to know that my instructor or the person that's coming with me is a white person. And not to say that black people don't know, but white people have more opportunity and more experience with these things. You see what I'm saying? So don't feel like you're useless. Don't feel like we don't appreciate you. There are people, there are black people, there are brown people out here who see you for who you are, even when you don't see yourself for the amazing things that you are. And we're not jealous of you because of it either. We would like to be able to benefit from it. And we don't want you to be jealous of us and our greatness. We want you to be able to benefit from it. That's why my Facebook is set up how it's set up. When I see the white people doing incredible things, I share that. Watch this. When I see the black people doing incredible things, I share that. Watch this. And it's like, if this white person can do that, then what make you think you as a white person can't do that? You gonna watch black people and their greatness. Look at this white person and look at what they're doing. How did they get there? It's because they believed in themselves. It's because of how they think. Chances are that person isn't racist. Chances are that person don't dwell on hate. They're not perfect. But I'll be willing to bet that that person is an open-minded person, and that's why they were able to achieve the greatness that they achieved. We're all great. White people are great in their own way, and black people, we are great in our own way. It's time for us to get to know each other and appreciate each other for the greatness that we are, and continue to help each other to grow and become even greater. White people, you need to connect with your truth within. Stop being who your grandparents told you to be. It's nonsense. It's ruining your future. It's ruining the future of your children and your grandchildren as well. You're not doing your generations any favors. It's time to break that generational curse. Okay? And I'm going to stop this one right here. And then we're going to do part 3. Hopefully tomorrow. Or maybe tonight. It depends on how I feel. So thank you guys for watching. And yeah, let's do what God said. Stop living in the past. It's time for us to be neighborly with each other. God didn't make any trash. Well, some people do act quite trashy. But God didn't make you trash. You made yourself trash. Right. Until next time. To my loving white folks out there, mwah. And my loving black folks, mwah. And my loving brown folks, mwah. Bye-bye.